Good evening. My name is Anthony Jones. This is my video 3 journal for session 3. The question is identify specific tasks of leaders and summarize why training is important. Some of the specific tasks that were outlined were setting the example, caring, leading, decision making, and creating like a sense of purpose, planning, several other things that kind of go into the task at hand. I use myself for an example. So, I'm a recruiting flight chief over 6 different recruiters, a civilian and a temporary worker. So on my team, there is a team of 9 of us all combined. And one of the most important things uh, for a task of me as being a leader is one, making sure that I set the right example because people are going to follow my actions more so than they do the words that I say. So setting the example, I think, is one of the most important things that I can do as a leader as far as creating the proper environment. Um, One of the another specific task that I believe that I am tasked with, and just kind of in regards to chapter 7, is developing the people underneath my care. Now, once again, this could be several different ways. We have a couple different ways, I should say. We have a worldly development where I can make sure that their technical acuity to do the job is being done. Like, hey, I want to try to help you become a better recruiter by doing better school visits, by speaking well, by doing college visits, by paperwork, by organization, skills, and different things like that. Which, depending on your field, the development of your people is definitely important. That technical aspect of it, but like there's a farm gate model that goes from technical acuity to actually go into like interpersonal relationships, which is what I strive to do and could be kind of rolled into more of a spiritual type of deal, meaning that the development of people, um, I believe, or what I hold myself to, is being able to recognize the gift that an individual has and to develop that gift to make them better in it. So basically, developing people in an area of their strength. If like I have people on my team that are really good at speaking and good at presenting, so I try to, as much as I can, put them in situations that highlight their strengths. I have some people. I have a guy who is on my team who was prior an investigator, who was a cop while he was in the Air Force, and so he is more operationally sound, manually driven. He's big on following instructions. I mean, not that no one else isn't, but that's just an area of his strength. If you ask him something, he can just kind of rattle it right off what the answer should be. So, or the textbook answer should be. So, once again, I use him as kind of like the operational guy on my team. He is the guy that is kind of the law on our team as far as, making sure that everybody's playing within the rules and that things are done in accordance to our regulation or our Air Force instruction, um, i.e., the rule book. Make sure that everything's being done the right way. So I know some other people's philosophies are, well, if you concentrate on strictly people's strengths, then and you don't concentrate on their weakness, then they can never get better. Which I understand that. My thing is, if most people can only raise their weaknesses up to so high, so I don't dismiss weaknesses, but I try not to keep people in an area of weakness. I mean, we all have to work on them, but I look at, I use a sports reference. Shaq goes down in the Hall of Fame not because he could shoot free throws, but because he could do one thing really well. Deion Sanders, he was really fast, and he couldn't really tackle, but he could do something really well. So I just try to highlight the gifts that people have on our team to order to give back to the team and hopefully recognize something in them that they didn't even know that they had. So I believe that's one of the um, task that I have as a leader is recognizing what's good in that person and bringing it to fruition. If they realize it, then great, we're going to spread it around. And if they didn't realize it, hopefully when they, leave my direction, that they will be better equipped with knowing a talent that they have and how to better utilize it. And why the training is so important, training is important is because unlike, cell phones, laptops, computers that we have, office equipment. I mean, all those eventually depreciate in value. The only thing that appreciates in value in an organization is your people. And your people appreciate by the more time that you spend into training and developing them. So that's why I think that training is so important, because you can actually increase the value, not like your other supplies, because other supplies eventually have to be replaced. So training, it shows a connection too. When people see that you're willing to take the time out to spend with them in order to train them to make them better, it just shows that type of interpersonal relationship that I think is imperative for a worker to have with their boss. This doesn't always happen, obviously, but from speaking for myself, I definitely make that a priority, because we live in a society now where everything is just so instantaneous, and we need it now, need it now, need it now, and there's not enough hours in a day, and people are busy. It means a lot when you're just able to take time off and train individuals. I have a guy who's on my team. He's been on the team for 60 days now. He's brand new. He doesn't know left from right. He's still trying to figure it out. And I was able to kind of make something work to have a trainer come out here and sit with him for 2 weeks, which, in addition to what I was already doing, he had somebody there to answer his questions 24/7. So he found that very valuable. He thanked me for it, because he realizes that there's not a lot of people within our organization that's able to get that opportunity that he had. And I was happy for him. And I sit down and I train with him to, make sure that he gets up to speed. So I definitely believe that training is important, along with identifying the specific task of leader. So from a spiritual sense, it's just the right thing to do it's the right thing to do with people in a godly way. And God developed people underneath his care, or Jesus did, the 12 disciples, and God also developed people underneath his care, what we have with, Moses and Adam, and, Moses, and, well, you can, Adam as well, but Moses and Joshua and David, and he developed those people as well. Strength of heart, strength of faith, and a whole number of different things. But I'm already past my 7 minutes. I'm Anthony Jones, and this is my Session 3 video journal. I hope that you have a great evening. Thanks a lot.